Our Earth is going through a lot of changes with respect to climate, which is impacting the livelihood of people and other living things. Good day, everyone. We are here to tackle about climate change, its causes, and its effect. First, let's identify what is climate. Some may define climate as weather, but they differ from each other. Climate refers to the long-term weather pattern prevailing over a given area of the planet. Now, what is climate change? Climate change refers to the statistically significant changes in climate for a continuous period of time, like long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns. Factors that contribute to climate change can be natural internal process, external forces, and persistent anthropogenic changes in the composition of the atmosphere or in land use.
This time, let us identify what causes the climate to change. First, we have the natural causes. It includes volcanic eruptions and orbital changes. Now, let us identify what is volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions are one of the natural causes of climate change. When volcanoes erupt, it emits different natural aerosols like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxides, salt crystals, volcanic ashes or dust, and even microorganisms like bacteria and viruses. The volcanic eruption can cause a cooling effect to the lithosphere because its emitted aerosol can block a certain percentage of solar radiation. This cooling effect can last for 1 to 2 years. Second is the orbital changes. Earth's orbit can also cause climate change. This was proposed by the Milankovitch theory. The Milankovitch theory states that as the Earth travels through space around the Sun, cyclical variations in three elements of Earth-Sun geometry combine to produce variations in the amount of solar energy that reaches Earth.
The carbon dioxide theory is also one of the factors that causes climate change. Carbon dioxide is added when power and heat are produced by burning coal, oil, and other fossil fuels. Carbon dioxide is transparent to sunshine, but not invisible to infrared radiation leaving the ground. Carbon dioxide absorbs part of the infrared radiation in the air and returns it to the ground, keeping the air near the surface warmer than it would be if the carbon dioxide did not act like a blanket. Doubling the carbon dioxide rises the temperature to 2 degrees Celsius to 3 degrees Celsius.
Last one is the human activities. Human activities contribute to climate change. The largest known contribution comes from the burning of fossil fuels, which releases carbon dioxide gas to the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases and aerosols affect climate by altering incoming solar radiation and outgoing infrared radiation that are part of Earth's energy balance. Changing the atmospheric abundance or properties of these gases and particles can lead to a warming or cooling of the climate system. Human activities result in emissions of four principal greenhouse gases: carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and the halocarbons. These gases accumulate in the atmosphere, causing concentrations to increase with time.
Now let's talk about the effects of climate change. First is the hotter temperatures. As greenhouse gas concentrations rises, so does the global surface temperature. Higher temperatures increase heat-related illnesses and make working outdoors more difficult. Wildfires start more easily and spread more rapidly when conditions are hotter. Temperatures in the Arctic have warmed at least twice as fast as the global average. More severe storms. Destructive storms have become more intense and more frequent in many regions. As temperatures rise, more moisture evaporates, which exacerbates extreme rainfall and flooding, causing more destructive storms. The frequency and extent of tropical storms is also affected by the warming ocean. Cyclones, hurricanes, and typhoons feed on warm waters at the ocean surface.
Increased drought. Climate change is changing water availability, making it scarcer in more regions. Global warming exacerbates water shortages in already water-stressed regions and is leading to an increased risk of agricultural droughts affecting crops and ecological droughts increasing the vulnerability of ecosystems. A warming, rising ocean. The ocean soaks up most of the heat from global warming. The rate at which the ocean is warming strongly increased over the past 2 decades across all depths of the ocean. As the ocean warms, its volume increases since water expands as it gets warmer. Melting ice sheets also cause sea levels to rise, threatening coastal and island communities. In addition, the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide, keeping it from the atmosphere. But more carbon dioxide makes the ocean more acidic, which endangers marine life and coral reefs.
Loss of species. Climate change poses risks to the survival of species on land and in the ocean. These risks increase as temperatures climb. Exacerbated by climate change, the world is losing species at a rate 1,000 times greater than at any other time in recorded human history. 1 million species are at risk of becoming extinct within the next few decades. Not enough food. Changes in the climate and increases in extreme weather events are among the reasons behind a global rise in hunger and for nutrition. Fisheries, crops, and livestock may be destroyed or become less productive. With the ocean becoming more acidic, marine resources that feed billions of people are at risk. Changes in snow and ice covered in many Arctic regions have disrupted food supplies from herding, hunting, and fishing. Heat stress can diminish water and grasslands for grazing, causing declining crop yields and affecting livestock.
More health risks. Climate change is the single biggest health threat facing humanity. Climate impacts are already harming health through air pollution, disease, extreme weather events, forced displacement, pressures on mental health, and increased hunger and poor nutrition in places where people cannot grow or find sufficient food. Poverty and displacement. Climate change increases the factors that put and keep people in poverty. Floods may sweep away urban slums, destroying homes and livelihoods. Heat can make it difficult to work in outdoor jobs. Water scarcity may affect crops.
That would be all for today's video, and I hope you learned something and do something to avoid climate change. Because as what Karen Ibasca, our Miss Earth 2017 said, that the real problem in this world is not climate change, but us because of our ignorance and apathy. What we have to do is to start changing our ways, to start recalibrating our minds and redirecting our steps, because together, as a global community, our micro efforts will have a macro effect to help save our home, our planet.